do. Yes, people, welcome back to another video. Tonight is a Toon debate on a Wednesday night, and tonight I'm John, Sinclair TV. I've got Nathan, Newcastle fan. Big up to Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good game, so it is going to be a good game. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get a result.
Fair enough. And I've got to bring in a Southampton fan, and came at the last minute, late substitutes as well. And big up to my guy Joe, and you're off on Southampton. Big up to you, Joe.
Oh yeah, definitely massive Southampton fan. Cheers for having me on. I don't know how much we'll agree on tonight. I don't think we'll agree on the result, but it's definitely going to be a good game. I think we can agree on that one.
Yeah,
totally, absolutely. So, guys, if you do like the video, like what I see, then please hit the like button, then smash the likes and hit the subscribe button. And also, if you'd like to donate, then click on the dollar sign and just give what you can. And if you'd like to become a member of my channel, then please click on the join button. 99p, that's all it is. And it's not a lot at all. And I've got Jason coming as well. I've just got 4 people in now. Billy might come later. So I've got to you, Jason.
Evening. How are we all doing?
I'm married. Joseph, Jason, this is Joe. He's a big Southampton fan.
Nice to meet you.
Champion stuff. Yeah, we're going to start with you, Joe, right? Because you are, we've got making welcome here, sort of thing. Southampton fan. And how can you support Southampton, number one? And where do you support Southampton? And what do you think of your season so far?
Well, how can I support Southampton? I mean, to be fair, there's been plenty of highs and a lot of lows. I think kind of like Newcastle, but I kind of support Southampton because I'm a local boy, so that's kind of, I've grown up with Saints. Growing up, you can't really miss them. That's the team you get down here. And to be fair, it's been good to watch this season. It's taken quite a while under Hasenhüttl to really get his style of football and kind of get it right. But now the team's really clicking. And to be fair, it's been good fun. I'm so glad that we're not in the relegation scrap this year, which is it's a nice change.
Definitely not, absolutely. And I think Hasenhüttl, I tried to pronounce his name. It's a hard name to pronounce, but I think he's doing really well. And go back to Jason, even to you. What do you think, Southampton? Tough game tomorrow.
Do you know, I don't think it is actually going to be a tough game, no offence.
You're right, we'll win.
Yeah, all right. Take those curtains down. They're distracting me.
Yeah.
We're 8 games unbeaten. Why not make it 9? I feel for the fans that are going to be coming down my neck of the woods, down south, because it's going to be a hell of a journey. But other than that, they're going to enjoy going back with 3 points.
I mean, fat chance. But I will say, I do feel sorry for your lot coming down, because Thursday night, the Premier League schedulers have not been kind there.
No, they haven't.
Well, they haven't, have they? But Southampton manager going on about we shouldn't play our signings, then Southampton shouldn't play theirs then. But
we're going to comment that later on, Ashley.
I think this is going to be controversial somehow. But yeah, we were not happy when you asked to reschedule the game, primarily because there's a sense that you've had a couple of COVID cases and a lot of injuries, and nobody gets games called off for injuries. But it seemed the
A lot of
perception
Premier
was
League
that
teams
you did that,
didn't they? So we just did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but it doesn't make it right. And we were like, this is pretty blatant now. But yeah, I suspect others did it as well. But we weren't happy because we basically tried our best to play on as a club. We got in Willy Caballero when our goalkeepers were down, so it was a bit of a kick in the teeth when the Premier League were waving games off for what we perceived as a lot of injuries and some COVID cases. So that's why we were very annoyed with Newcastle.
Fair enough.
So that's
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. The thing is, at the end of the day, when Ralph come on and say that, in my opinion, sort of thing, I just think he's being rattled because he was scared. If we had the team out back in December, pre-January window, right, because they wanted to beat us, and he comes out and say that new signings should not be playing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And which I think is absolutely out of order from Ralph. He shouldn't come out and say that, yeah? But now he's come out at the press conference saying that we're going to play a different Newcastle. He didn't sound happy. But if he beats us tomorrow, I hope he doesn't. If he did, in my opinion, all this would be forgotten. He will not speak about it again. But if we beat you tomorrow, then what happened is he's just going to pally. But at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, we would have done on the football pitch. I don't want to be arguing. I would have done on the football pitch on the day. But I think Sam Hammond's done a fantastic season. Not getting beat 9-0 all the time, which is a thing. And
It's a nice
but
change.
he plays some good stuff. He's playing some good football.
To be fair, though, Hassan Hütter would have been playing a different team whether we brought the signings in or not, because look at the way our form has changed and the way Eddie Howe has got us playing. Back then, they were thinking, we're going up against John Joe Shelby and Joe Willock and Joe Linton. Easy win. But now look how he's just transformed. They're still our players, but they have turned into, if not brand new players. So they still would have been going up against these same players, regardless of who we've got. They haven't got to worry about Trippier, but we're still getting the results without Trippier. We ain't been playing Bruno. We're still getting the results without Bruno. Chris Wood is non-existent. So they're still playing the exact same team. So what's the point saying that type of stuff?
As I say, I think I don't want to swear if I'm taking up anyone else's space here, but I think you're right insofar as there isn't without Kieran Trippier, there isn't so much on paper that wouldn't have been there to start with, as far as I can work out. Like you say, Chris Wood is non-existent, so I wouldn't be too worried about him anyway. So it's just, but the thing that's changed is, like you say, you've got Eddie Howe who's come in and really improved the side. So I definitely think you'll see a confident Newcastle side who won't be afraid to come and play, which is something at the start of the season you didn't have. So I definitely think we'll get a harder match. I just think we're better than I think honestly we are better than you, particularly at home. We will probably win, maybe draw.
Yeah,
it's always going to be a tough game. James Ward-Prowse, one of their talismans. You've got Borgia, who I think Newcastle should sign. He's a very good player. I don't think Southampton will have him next season. I think he's going back to Chelsea, and I think he'll stay at Chelsea as a first-team striker. But obviously, you've got Kyle Walker-Peters out. You've got a few other doubts. That shows Newcastle have got no injuries. Now, apart from Trippier and Wilson, but we've dealt with them without them, and we either play maximum or we don't. And I think, according to Eddie Howe, I think Murphy starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an unchanged team, in my opinion, tomorrow. I don't think ASM is going to start because he's not 100% fit, but Eddie's going to build him up. But this game, probably a bit too important at this moment in time. I think they'll probably keep him for the Chelsea game or even the Everton game. I think they may keep him for the Everton game, may start him off because Everton's in dire straits in a moment in time. And Eddie's going to knows exactly what he's doing. Our back four, fantastic. Midfield, fantastic. Up front, like Jay said as well, Chris Wood, for me, I try to back him, but it's getting harder and harder and harder. It really is, in my opinion. So I'm going to go through this comments quickly. And we're supposed to be talking about can Newcastle United win So we'll come back to Southampton later, right? I don't want to forget about you, Joe, but
Fair enough.
Good Andrew as well. What you classify as a major trophy? Champions League, Europa League, FA Cup. Can Newcastle win a major trophy like the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup in the next 3 years? And I'll start with you, Nathan.
Yes, with the investment. But you can't be at the minute. It's very difficult to say whether we're going to win something or not, because we don't know what's going to come in the summer. So if obviously what they're talking about is a big spend in the summer, then yeah, of course we'll win something. I think we'll win something next season. I think the Carabao Cup's up for grabs. I think the FA Cup could be up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Get the main thing to get to next season is we need to obviously we'll survive this season, which we're doing at the minute, and we need to get into maybe top 10 and win a cup. That'll do me. Get in the Europa League. I'd love that.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason?
I'd say next season, focus on rebuilding the squad and establishing ourselves as a Premier League side and not have to worry about the relegation threat. Finish in top 10, and then the next season, that would be the point where trophies start happening. But I'd mainly focus on not becoming a relegation side that's constantly battling relegation. Next season is the main season you want to start pushing yourself to say, look, we're back. We're going to be a force to be reckoned with. So now take notice of us. Don't think that we're going to roll over anymore. We're here to win things. Maybe have a cup run in one of the cups or not. No one really rates the Carabao Cup. They just think it's just a little thing. Maybe have a little run in that or the FA Cup, whatever. But then after the season after, that's when we start pushing, and that's when all the players should be properly gelled together by then. That's when the trophies should start coming.
Yeah, no one rates the Carabao Cup, so let's go for it next season. No one rates it. No one puts the strongest team out in that. We've seen it this season. Liverpool put their youngsters out. Chelsea didn't put their youngsters out. Man City put their youngsters out. Let's beat them off guard. Show them we're here to stay and we're here to win trophies, not sit around mid-table and think that's Newcastle for you. I don't think Man United will be anywhere near trophies next season. I think that they're done. The way that with the players, if Ronaldo stays at United, then Manchester United, then you can say that happening, can't you? But if talking about Rashford, would you have Rashford at Newcastle?
Probably not. Probably not. I just don't think Sart's sitting ranked at United. I just don't think Sart's in it at all. His contract's up at the end of next season, and if it comes to Newcastle, then I've got to back the lad. I will back him. But at the minute, I'll go for someone better. Someone's going to score goals about the net. And I just don't think, I think Marcus Rashford, in my opinion, and I think Mason will probably agree with us, he's just not on form at all. And
but Joe, then you got to think we've got players that have not been in form, but look at the Howe effect, how they've they've been in form. For me, I'd happily take Rashford. It'd be the nice new addition up front. But for some reason, I can't vision him in a black and white shirt. I really can't.
Not in a minute. No, not in a minute. Just can't. And Joe, from the outside looking in, can you? We got the takeover back in October. Can you see Newcastle United winning a trophy within 3 seasons?
Definitely within 3 seasons. I mean, for me, it's only really a question of, well, 2 questions is, do you stay up this season? I think the answer is now yes. It was looking dodge for a little while, but I think you've put a couple of great wins, you've got a great run together, and I think you're going to stay up quite comfortably now. And then it's really a question of when the first trophy comes. I definitely think you're right. Go for the League Cup, because like you say, in the early rounds, nobody cares. But as soon as you get to like the quarterfinals, semi-finals, suddenly it's there to be won. Maybe you probably won't get anything major next season, but then give it a couple of years, you build a foundation, and then suddenly you're in there and you could go for the Europa League. I mean, on a bigger scale, look at what Man City did. You know, the trophies didn't come straight away, but they came pretty quick. So I definitely think trophies are in your future, I'd think, even if it is just the League Cup or the FA Cup.
Yeah, That's fine. I'll go through his comments quickly. If we go back to you, Joe. Ralph Hasenhüttl says he's not given any time to suggest he could be a contender for the Man U job. I tell you what, if he gets it, he could be the best of from the Premier League. If he goes to United, I think he'd be fantastic as well. Big up to Gary V, even to you. Big up to Maisie, my favourite podcaster, of course. She comes on Tuesday, and she's a massive United fan. She's fantastic. And big up to you, Maisie. No, I'm not. Breaking news, John is not a red. And if you're not careful, Jason, Macy's call you a red. Macy, if you're listening, could you just call Jason a red, please? Thank you. Everybody from Brian. And sorry to Joe, but I can't stand Hasenhüttl. Has no clue after what he said because of Corvin. I'll comment on him in a minute. I'll see what Joe's got to say about that. Big up to now, over your kid. And I get it, bro. But I disagree. Oh, fair enough. And Southampton wanted to have that match because it would have been easier, simple as that's some truth.
Well, absolutely. Oh yeah, let's not kid ourselves. You want to play your opponent when they're easiest, don't you? I mean, we knew you were going to make some signings. I mean, with Kieran Trippier out, as I say, I don't think there's anything to be scared. It's not like you've got Ronaldo. That might be your advantage, to be fair. But yeah, I think everyone wants to play you when they think they can win, and we just don't. We as Southampton fans, and I think Hasenhüttl is, you've used this COVID situation tactically, and you've got the game called off, and we kind of felt a little bit. Well, we've tried to play on, whereas you've used it to maneuver out of it to a better position, and that's why we were angry with you. And it's not as a club, as a fan base, we were angry with Newcastle. That's why we were disappointed. Because Newcastle aren't a team to really be bothered by. 2 seconds, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough.
I'll be back in 1 minute talking.
Okay, no stress. We'll just come with the comments as well. And you do that. I'll take a draw tomorrow. Let's not forget, Southampton has been playing well and getting results apart from the Villa jobbing. I expect a tough challenge down there. It's going to be tough because I agree, but I take a draw all day long. It'll be tough. Considering that was the sort of what happened to Southampton last year, that was the only reason all this nonsense started. That's an Andrew from America. I think he's from Atlanta, Georgia. I think I could be wrong. He's basically saying that considering that was the sort of what happened to Southampton last year, and that was the reason why all this nonsense has started. Hasenhüttl started it off, by the way. Big up to you, David. Will be your care, mate. And do subscribe as well. I think he has anyway. I think he will have the rest of the trophy next 3 or 4 year. FA Cup, League Cup, maybe Europa Conference League at push at that time frame. Let's hope that is the case. And there you go. Paul, the Leeds fan, says, he's a Leeds fan and he needs to be careful because there's a lot of United fans in this chat and they'd be smiling. Even to Michael, you'll be okay. Spencer, for me, saying we can win those trophies isn't where my expectations are, just speculation. Got Andrews. Well, I'm going to say we won't win 1 in 3 years. We will progress. I'm not sure if we will have the depth required for a long European slog. I'll look at more than 4 to 5 years. That's cool enough. Definitely do not pull an Everton, my God. We'll come to him later on quickly. And don't Rashford Lingard. No to Rashford, though, because he's United. He'll try to pull our pants down in negotiations. And so I don't want players who think they're bigger than the club. I totally agree. Next year, top 10 and goal difference. Mr. Marks, do subscribe to my channel, mate, if you can. That'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. We need players to play for the badge that understands the club and project. And I'm with Jason. Next season, it's about rebuilding and getting rid of the dead wood. Let's go back to Joe as well, a Saints fan. How long can you hang on to Ralph?
To be honest with you, I think we'll hold on to him to the end of his career because I don't know if you've heard, but he's talking about retiring in a couple of years. So I think it's one of those that he'll stay with us for a couple of years and then ride off into the sunset. I know you were talking. I think you were talking about the Man United job a little bit ago. The problem with the United job is I think we've seen with like a load of managers, it really is a poison chalice. There's a lot of good to great managers that have gone there, and you think, okay, this is the one, this is it, he's going to do it, and then it just seems to go in the same pattern. They have a small uptick where everyone praises them, and then within a few months, maybe a season, it goes down the toilet again, and they're back to sort of square one. So if Ralph's got any sense, I think he'd avoid United for his own sanity.
Yeah, well, fair enough. What do you think of that one, Nathan? On Ralph. Nathan?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear us? Just talking about Ralph, how long do you think he'll stay at Southampton for? I mean, Joe just said that for his own sanity, he should be going to United. He should basically hang around Southampton for a few more years.
Well, I think it might be the end of the season. Then he might move clubs. I don't know if he'll go to United. I think he might go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Depends.
Where do you think he'll end up if he doesn't stay here? Where do you think he goes?
Either goes abroad or United.
I mean, United. Look, honestly, if we're talking about United, I think, to be fair, we're talking about Man U. That he might just take it just for the sake of it's a big club. It's a big moment to say you've done it.
He'd take it for the money, won't he? He's not going to take it anywhere else. He'd take it for the money.
Well, that's part of it as well, but also it's a big thing to say you've managed at United. So I mean and if you're going to retire anyway, you can sort of do that and then get out, win or lose. But I think if he's built Southampton, he's built the style of play, he may as well see how far he can take it before he leaves. I mean, I don't think Europa League is out of the question before he leaves. So United is a headache nobody needs.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what happens on that one. And Jason,
I don't think he'll go. He'll go to Man United. I think he came from the Bundesliga, didn't he? So I reckon he'd go back to the Bundesliga, if anything, to finish out his career. Man United would be after Steve Bruce before Everton get him. So
if Steve Bruce did go to Man United, that would just be a laugh of the century, wouldn't it?
He's a manager in high demand there, so I think he'll go to his beloved Man U before Everton grab him up there. But Hasenhüttl, he's done well at Southampton. He's served a fair amount of time there. Manager's not really had much time. Poch didn't. Well, Poch got snapped by Tottenham. What was it? Koeman went to Everton, and then they've not really had that much time. But he's got set his boundaries there. They have been on the end of some nasty results. The 9 goals they concede a few times, so could be seeing another 9 conceded tomorrow. You never know.
Well, our 9 against you, I think so. Yeah.
Well, you never know, because talking about the Villa game of Southampton, you weren't very good in that left back and right back position, were you? So we could just easily exploit it with Maximum and Fraser, and Fraser just run everywhere and score goals.
I think you might agree with me, because in terms of Newcastle as well, I think as a fan you always kind of pencil in these kind of rubbishy performances. We didn't turn up against Villa. We were not on it at all. And Villa, to their credit, they played our system very well. They countered it very well, and their strikers just exploited it every weakness. And we weren't on it until we were 4-0 down. That's when we turned up. It was like, we may as well play now. And I think as a fan, I think in Newcastle you've probably seen early on in the season, particularly, where the team just does not turn up, and then you have to write, as a fan, you have to write this kind of performance off. We'll come back on Thursday. We'll be a better side. We might not win. I think we will, but we might not win. But we'll certainly play better than we did against Villa. It will be a definite upgrade.
Yeah.
Plus, I think,
Thing is, though, we haven't seen more than one goal. Go on, carry on. Go for it, Joe.
I was going to say, I think Carl, people like Kyle Walker-Peters should be back in the side anyway, so that'll be good. And Livramento is always a threat.
Kyle Walker-Peters is out.
Is he definitely out?
According to Ralph, yeah. According to his press conference.
Salabou as well could be out as well. Salabou.
I know he's come back to training, so hopefully he'll make an appearance, but we'll have to see. If Salisu's in the side tomorrow, then it'll be a definite improvement. because Bednarek is not the best defender, to be blunt.
No, I don't know why you got that Bednarek.
I don't know.
Never.
Don't think it's that good.
Definitely not that good. Definitely not that good. So,
well, it'd be fine for you because Liverpool like pouncing all your players, so they'd probably sell him to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Can they take Shane Long as well, please?
You can take Chris Wood as well if they want. Can have him.
Yeah.
They signed Andy Carroll once, so they can't do much worse.
Nah. I think he'd be suited for the Southampton way of playing, but then again, I mean, I just, for me, I don't rate him, but I've got to back him. But hey ho. Got some comments there quickly. It's got quite a few people. I feel we weren't the only club post on our fixtures. We just postponed the 2, and we even cleared our own fixtures, including the teams in the top 6.
We did, yeah.
We did. Matt Lettis, drew widespread criticism when he suggests that Christian Eriksen's on-pitch cardiac arrest was an adverse reaction to being vaccinated. Does he have a point, Joe?
No.
Saints legend?
See, I as a player, Matt Lettis is amazing. But if you followed him on Twitter, he's an absolute plonker. He has fallen very deep into the COVID conspiracy nonsense. So
a lot of them have, though. A lot of them have. This COVID. Obviously, you've seen another stop to play at the Liverpool game last night. Another medical emergency. There's too many at the minute, and they're all being reported now. I bet you why weren't they reported before COVID if there was any?
Well, there definitely was, because I looked this up with friends, and there definitely was a fair few cases of heart incidences before COVID, but it wasn't like they were widely reported. It wasn't like there were loads of cases, but they definitely happened across all of football. They just didn't get that much play
now.
They definitely.
That's what it feels like. It feels like every week you've got a stoppage to play.
I think
it's been reported too much, I think.
I mean, I think you might be right in terms of there are certain things that just sort of get focused on at times by the media. For good and bad. Let's be fair, but there are certain things that they suddenly focus on. So when you hear about it, you suddenly think, oh, there's more of this thing, whether it be, I don't know, racism or heart incidences.
Fair enough. I mean, that'd be interesting, and I'm sure this was going to run and run and run. And what are your take on Everton overspending on financial fair play? Big points deduction common, if not this season, but in the next season. That's the first I've heard of it as well. But
this season,
it's between 2017 and 2020. They've gone 260 mil, and the max requirement is only to go over 105 mil. So they've gone way over, which has breached Premier League rules. So they could be dealt a heavy points deduction. No point saying next season. Give it to them now. That means they're down.
Yeah. Well, I agree. Because as I say, there's a direct. If they're guilty of it, then it would directly impact the relegation fight. I think that would be fairest.
They could come at the end of the season, though. What they could do is the Premier League could wait till the end of the season, say the other two are down, then relegate Everton. Could do it on the final day.
Yeah, they could. I mean, they've done that to us in the Football League, where they basically said, if you stay up, we'll give you the points deduction to relegate you. If you don't stay up, we'll give it to you next season. I don't know if the Premier League can transfer that to the Football League, though. Like, for example,
there'll be a rule in somewhere where they can. I'm sure.
I would hope so, for the sake of fairness. Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to see what they do. But Everton have done £500 million, where you got a player like Seamus Coleman, right? And also you got a player like Sigurdsson. You got players like I know Charleston, you're going to be exempt. But you look at that back four, right? Michael Keane ain't good enough. Mason Holgate Mason be a dormant because at the end of the day, he ain't good enough for that team. Everton's got that team are in serious trouble. And if we don't beat them next Thursday, there's got to be a Stewart's inquiry, by the way. but that's for another time. Will the new owners back Ralph with money in the summer? I haven't heard much about the new owners, Joe. I mean, these new owners come in. Are they going to back Ralph with money in the summer?
I mean, the word on the street is they're gonna back Ralph, but they're not gonna back Ralph in the way you kind of envision. I would imagine that Newcastle, it's going to be more. We're gonna, like Amanda Brozier, players like that, and Tino Livramento. We want to be able to sign more players like that. So they're not going to chuck money at the situation, but they want to be able to help the manager, help Ralph get in the players like we've got now, and help him buy in more players like that. So there's going to be a bit of investment, but it's not going to be Newcastle Saudi money style investment. It's just they want to see us do more of what we're doing now. So kind of bringing through youth players, development, that kind of thing.
What is your thought on the takeover at Southampton?
Yeah, I don't know loads about them. I know that we got the guy coming in from Brentford, and I know that the main guy is Dragon Soloff, and he's involved in the media business. But I don't know loads about him. I'm just pleased that he wants to be here. I know that they want to do a sort of Man City-esque network where they want to get in other teams to kind of, have and transfer players around the system so you can move them around and, have that sort of setup. But I don't know loads about him. I am happy that he wants to be here, though, which is something that can't be said for the last owner, who basically, as soon as he couldn't get Chinese investment, he wanted to kind of get Chinese money. As soon as China said no thanks, he wanted to exit, and we've sort of been stuck in limbo ever since.
Yeah, I think you get a takeover, they're going to invest in big money. I would say big player stuff is going to Southampton, but they are a well-run club. Southampton really are, and they're not going to be winning titles. They're not going to get relegated. I think they're going to be fantastic in the middle of the table club, and I think you'll be fine this season and next season as well, and future seasons under Ralph as well. And got one called I Like Coffee. When we start Boost, a lot of Man U fans on Twitter said he was a great bloke, great manager. NUFC fans deluded. That's still unfair. They can take him. And Bruce also said he wanted to manage Man United.
They can have him.
Well,
West Brom fans will be thinking now at the minute they can have him, because I tell you what, he's just, every club he goes to, he makes it very bad.
Yeah, fair enough. There's possibly a lot of top managers that won't go to United, and also the middle of the road team now. Well, Evan Ten Hag is going to come in the summer, I think, and I think he's going to change that team completely. I really do think that. And that's another time. They changed the rules of medical emergencies in stadia. That was not that long ago, so it's been noticed more. That's in Gary. That's a great point. Are they Southampton curtains? Even to Tom Dixon.
They are indeed Southampton curtains.
Yes, I'd see it from here. And if everything go down to the Prem, Canada deduct points in championships, so they should be done this year. And Scarney's back again. And bigger to Jenny Keir. Hope you're okay. Do subscribe to my channel, Jenny. If you can do that, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. And I hope your family are fantastic. And spoke to your greens there. I'm glad Matt isn't playing tomorrow. He used to always score worlds against us. I can remember we was 2 goals up. So like 2 minutes ago, and he scored 2 cracking goals, and he actually turned the game. Are they still talking about Matt Letizia down your way now? Are they still talking about him, or does he go to the matches, or does he do things?
He still talks about us on Twitter. I mean, to be fair, we don't talk about him like at the ground. They don't talk about him loads, but you do still hear about him on Twitter. To be fair, and sometimes the club will tweet his goals, because let's be honest, the goals are amazing. You can't fault the goals. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, if he played against us tomorrow, then he's going to cause us a lot of problems. Let's be honest about it. But, I just got to stop playing. But there you go. Guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button. And then also subscribe as John Sinclair TV. and get some good content as well. If you'd like to become a member, click on the $ 99p, one option, that's all it is. And if you like to donate, then you just click on the $ and just donate what you want. And also do follow Keep It In Toon channel, Jason's. And yours, what's yours, Nathan, again? Your channel?
Is it Football Way?
The Football Way. He's got some good contents there. He's up and coming young talent. And where do you find it on your socials, Joe?
Oh dear, I was worried you were going to ask me this question. It's at Joe McKindo 92. I think I'm going to double check because I'm actually doing this through Twitter myself. So yeah,
cool.
Yes, at Joe McKindo 92, I do believe.
Fantastic. Big up to you, my guy. And yeah, that's Christopher as well. And if you follow those socials, then you won't miss out. And it should be some good ones. Jason's got some cracking ones as well, up and coming, and Nathan as well. And before the Southampton purchase, Solak almost never gave interviews and shunned the public eye. I really like being a private person, and hopefully I'll go back to that soon. That's from Solak. Has he not been saying any much about the takeover? There's done interviews at all. He's just quiet.
Obviously, the thing is, the takeover was done really quietly. We knew nothing. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. It was basically when we first heard about it, the deal was basically done. So I think that apparently, from what I've read, the deal was basically done before Christmas, and then we heard about it the day of or the day before. It was basically, it was good. It was just going to happen. It was like, the deal has been done. There will be an announcement. Oh, great. We have new owners.
Well, I wish that happened to us, because we had to wait fucking through a long process.
Yours was a saga. Yeah, it was an absolute epic saga. So kind of, where do you stand on your new owners? Are you happy? Do you feel there's controversy? Are you happy with your owners, or?
I'm delighted with our owners. My dad and Amanda Stabley are just like fans, aren't they? They go to every match, basically. They go to the women's game, and I think they're doing a fantastic job. They want to invest in the club. They want to bring the women's game up to a professional level. They want to build on the stadium. They're doing everything we want. They're going to put the 9 bar back to Shearer's bar. It's going to be great when that's Shearer's bar. I can't wait. Flat's got a sign saying Shearer's bar, because that's what we've wanted for ages. And obviously they're moving Shearer's statue closer to Bobby Robson statue, which is another great thing. They're just ticking every box we want, aren't they? They've listened to the fans, and that's what I like about our owners. They listen to fans. They're listening to what we want, and they're very ambitious. And if they get something wrong, they'll tell us. So that's great from our owners.
Absolutely, yeah. The more communication on our fans than Mike Ashton 14, yeah. And we were held in 14 years. That's Mr. Marks talking about that. Mr. Marks, subscribe to my channel, mate. I don't know if you subscribe, but if you haven't, please do so, mate. And we just had before I come on to that. Remember during COVID, people were not following up with MDs. Some weren't taking medicine, so no confidence or coincidence these conditions are happening in the stands. Ericsson is another issue. And that's fair dues. Big up to you, Down Hall, and another 3 points tomorrow. Please, Dan, if you subscribe to my channel, mate, if you haven't done so, click on John Sinclair TV, and you have subscribed. And I'm not going to read the next one out as well, because it will not go on my screen. Sorry, mate. I get what you mean, but I won't be putting out at all whatsoever. You guys can see it, but it's not going out as well. So, I mean, back to your team, Joe, and I was going to say, who's been, obviously, Matt Tissy is the greatest. It's got to be Matt Tiss is the greatest player in your era. I mean, you stayed with you all your life, one-man club. And do you think if it was Matt Letizia would be a Saints player now if he played today?
If he played today, I mean, given that he had chances to leave even back then and didn't, he probably would. He probably would. He might be kind of, he might be what James Ward-Prowse is now, to be fair. Although I do think, given what he's like on Twitter, I do think he would cause more controversy. He'd caught a lot more controversy today if he was a player. because I think he goes under the radar, but I think he'd stick about, to be fair.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, if you look at the players now, you touched on James Ward-Prowse. I mean, this guy is an absolute belter. His free kicks is fantastic, yeah, and his midfield skills is there. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised he's at your club, but at the same time, I can see him be at Southampton for the rest of his career. I really do.
It's definitely possible. I think for a couple of reasons, because James Ward-Prowse has always been reliable. He's been at the club for since the start of his career. He has always played reasonably well. He would, even at his worst, he would often, he'd be there, he'd work hard. He wouldn't lose you the game. He wouldn't necessarily win you the game, but he'd be just kind of there holding his own. And then with kind of when Ralph Hasenhüttl comes in, he's managed to shift him up a gear. So he's become, he's more aggressive, he'll push a little bit more than he used to in terms of he's more on it, if you know what I mean. And his free kicks have come on, his free kick ability has come on leaps and bounds. And much more than that, he's kind of, Southampton are a better side when he's in the side. I mean, he went through a run of just playing every week. So he's definitely been integral to the way we play. He's basically, I guess, the manager's voice on the pitch. He's the manager's vision. And I think the reason he stayed at the club for so long as well is because he's been so underrated by other clubs as well. Because if you're not willing to pay the money, then we ain't willing to let him go, if you know what I mean. I think if the price was right, the club would let him go. But the estimates are too low at the moment.
Well, fair enough. I mean, then again, you can get rid of him to us, say 40 million. You can get Frank Kessie for Milan on the free. I've had more information from the club since the takeover than the previous 14. Yeah, so refreshing the guarantee. And thanks for that, Dan. I appreciate that, man. I wasn't aware he's sub. Here's a question for you as well. I'll start with Joe again. And then come to the lads. To John, Nathan, the keeper of Toon, Jason, and Joe. Southampton players, it's like a combined 11. I mean, any Southampton you'd like to see added in the Newcastle squad? To Joe, any Newcastle you'd like to take in the Southampton? It's like a combined 11 as well. And that's what I'm going to do very soon, combined 11. So who would you take? I'll get 3 players that you take from Newcastle squad today. You take to Southampton.
Oh, okay. I would. The 2 easy ones for me would be Callum Wilson and St. Maximin, because even I went up to St. James's when you were poor at the start of the season, and I tell you, you were awful at the start of the season. Apart from when those 2 got the ball, then you look lethal. Then you look like a real threat. So I definitely have those 2, and then. Who would I pick? I guess Kieran Trippier. I mean, that's a lazy pick, I know, but that's a really lazy pick. I'm sorry.
No, sounds.
But who's your goalkeeper at the moment? Let me think. Who's your goalkeeper at the moment? Dubravka might be all right, to be fair. Because the problem with us is our goalkeeping situation is really weird. It's like Fraser Forster's going through a great run of form at the moment. He's doing fantastically well, but it's like 1 minute McCarthy's the number 1, then Fraser Forster's the number 1. They've both got contract issues. They're both going to be out of contract. Or are they? That's up in the air. So we need new goalkeeping blood at some point soon. So why not? Why not Dubravka?
Fair enough. Jason, I'll give you ask you the same question. Name 3 players you take away from Southampton.
Let's see. Well, James Ward-Prowse be the obvious one.
Yeah.
Shane Long.
Do you know? I don't mind. I can't butcher his name, but Elyounoussi. I think he's pretty decent. I'll take him as well. And don't know about a third one. maybe a Che Adams. I don't know, but
Yeah, he's got it. Tino, if I help you out here, Tino Livramento would be good for you.
yeah, he's a defender, isn't he? Yeah, so
Sort of, but he's full back, so he can be defensive, but he pushes forward, so he'd attack the game for you.
Yeah, fair enough. Nathan?
Yeah, I'd go for Borgia, James Ward-Prowse, and El Yunusi.
Fair enough. For me, I would go for James Ward-Prowse on this one. I'd go for that lad Borgia, the lad up front. And I would go for Ejusi for Celtic. As for I take those three. I mean, Kyle Walker-Peters will be a close, and Livramento close fourth.
We've got Trippier, so we don't need Kyle Walker-Peters.
Nah, definitely not. So that's a bit of a combined lemon, isn't it? But hey ho. Good questions. That's a brilliant question, Joshua. Thanks for answering them, mate. And like I said, I hope to try to get a season ticket for next season, which is going to be a hard job, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, I am as well. Literally, as soon as they come out, I'm straight on one.
Hit the road. And I've got other than the Warriors, Borgia and JWP, who should we be looking out for tomorrow? And you should look out for Livramento, a right back. He's good. And Eshimesi is good as well. I like him. Che Adams and Borgia, if they get the balls in, that'd be fantastic. They'd be dangerous in the air and scores as well. And it's what it is. That's a good question. Andrew, does it say?
Definitely got to watch. You definitely got to watch out for Shane Long as well.
Oh,
Adam Armstrong.
Gordon Bennett. I mean, look out for Shane Long on the bench. He'll warm it up really nicely. Yeah.
If Armstrong scores, then freaking hell, it's just something to happen in it. Scores against his ex-club.
Yeah. Do you remember this player called John Vara for your team?
I do indeed.
And apparently, he got arrested for 11 years here and trafficking 20 million worth of
Yes. I mean, that's really a case of.
How good was he?
He was all right for us, to be fair. I was going to say, that's quite a contrast from football star to drug lord. I mean, that's quite something. That's quite a turnaround. But I would say, to answer who to look out for tomorrow, I would recommend looking out for Romeu, because he's our defensive midfielder. If he's on form, it's going to be very difficult for you guys to get through, because he'll break up play, he'll stop most of it, and he's been going through a pretty solid run of form lately, so it should be difficult for you tomorrow. If he's poor, then you'll have a lot easier time.
Yeah, well, we got Joe Linton as well. He's been fantastic for us under Eddie Howe, fantastic, and for me, he's one of the best box-to-box midfielder in the Premier League. And he used to play up front. He was hopeless up front under Steve Bruce. Shocking. But he's now playing like a £40 million player. And this guy, he saved us a lot of money. Is that right, guys?
Oh, yeah, saved us a lot of money, Joe Linton. We thought we'd have to sell him for 10 million because he was that bad. But he's played in the midfield. He's played really well. And hopefully Joe Linton can continue and get a goal against Southampton and show Southampton what 40 million is all about.
I hope not. But I definitely think that's certainly a turnaround, because I remember at the start of the season, I think Newcastle fans were slating him, if I remember rightly. That's
slating him for the past 3 years.
Channel was slating him. We can tell you that. Some might not admit it now, but I'll tell you what, you can watch back at the start of the season, every Newcastle channel was honoured him.
Yeah.
And to Eddie Howe sorted him out as well, and he saved his career. And you know what it is, right? I mean, I've got a sneaking feeling that if he carries on the way he is, then I think clubs are going to be coming in for him. And I hope I'm wrong. That's my worry. But he's going to be at Newcastle for ages. He loves the club now. He loves Newcastle.
We're the biggest club now. No, who big is going to come in from us, keep them?
I mean, I'd agree with you on that one, because to be fair, if you're going to stay up, you can now say, well, we're going to build a foundation to get to Europe. And let's be honest, you've got the biggest checkbook. So you've got no excuse not to keep players, unless they're
we'll not be a selling club like we were under the previous ownership. We'll be a more buying club, buying players and just keeping them. And
Well, during
The
the
youth academy is going to be great.
well, in this summer we will be a selling club because we'll be getting rid of so
Oh
much
yeah.
deadwood.
We're getting rid of all the deadwood.
So much deadwood.
Wood better be gone as well. Cause I didn't want Wood anywhere near the squad next season.
Oh,
I was surprised by that signing. I don't know why you made that signing. I think
because we had no strikers.
For me, Wood was a panic buy because we didn't have a striker.
That's the thing. Could have done more, but hey ho. And after spending some time with Ralph, I could say I really like him and he's really smart. So like I say, he loves players, he loves spending time with players and loves developing players. The BT. Tobacco is a bit chic at the minute. I believe his foot injuries are completely healed, leading to his indecisive, especially on set pieces. I think
it's that as well. I think he's still carrying an injury, but we've got no other better keeper than him. There's literally him or do you really want to play Darlow and Gillespie?
Not until we're safe. Not until we're safe. But at this moment in time, people, I think we definitely need a top quality. You need to buy a keeper in the summer. We definitely need to buy a keeper. So that's
All Black. Get All Black in.
All Black. Break the money. He wants to challenge. Probably need to change career, and that's when we get this guy. He's a decent keeper.
No, and go for Strakosha.
Strakosha played that too, yeah. I mean, 5 goals went past. Good few goals went past him against England, mind. But he's still a good keeper.
I think he's a decent keeper.
He's a decent keeper. Brilliant club keeper. And that's why he's second fame to Pepe, but I still like Strakosha. I think he's a decent keeper. We're getting Europe next season, John. I'm telling you. We'll see. Hopefully. Does anyone know if Newcastle games on TV tomorrow? That's another thing. It's not. It was on Eagles Me. But we'll just see. Tom Hampton, you have to say Roger, serious talent. Interesting to see what Chelsea wants him back. I think Chelsea want him back in the summer. What's the latest on Broja? Is he going to take him back in the summer, or are they going to sign him up?
I think we'd love to sign him up, but to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think I know any more than you, because let's be honest, Chelsea are a nightmare to guess, aren't they?
Don't Chelsea want 70 million for him? Literally 70 million. So
if they want 70 million for him, I mean, that would be pushing it a bit. I mean, he's great. He's great, but he's still got plenty of room to develop. Let's be honest. He's good, but he can get better. And I think 70 million is pushing.
If you offer Shane Long to sweeten the deal, it might happen.
Yeah,
yeah. You say Chelsea. You know this little Irishman, Shane Long. He can score goals for you.
We'll give you 20 mil plus Shane Long, deal sweetened.
I mean, forget that.
That's something our previous ownership would do. We give him. There's Chris Wood. There's 10 million.
If we sell Shane Long, I'm sorry, but Chelsea are going to have to give us money. Shane Long, and you give us 30 million, and we'll call it even.
What?
Wow.
I'm just having you on. Don't worry about it.
No.
But, yeah. To be fair, I've slated Shane Long, and with good reason, because he can't score to save his life consistently. But he's a hard worker. He works his socks off. He'll run all day, but he just can't score. So that's why I give Shane Long so much stick.
Fair enough. And let's say he starts tomorrow. Woods isn't amazing, but I definitely wouldn't get rid of him. He gives us something different, which could be value over the season. I want to see goals from him, by the way.
We're going to get better players, though, next season.
Absolutely.
Much better players. We don't need Wood.
Exactly. West Ham was quoted 75 million for Broja. 75 million? I wouldn't pay that.
No,
he hasn't proven.
Chance,
He's not proven. Chance. He's not proven at all.
He's not a proven goal scorer yet. He can only score for you.
I'd rather pay 75 million. I'd rather pay 75 million for Vito Schumann for Napoli than 75 million for Broja. And people's going to say, he's English. Yeah, don't matter where he's from. Yeah. If you're good enough, you're good enough. Yeah.
Agreed.
I don't want to hear people
saying... English and we gone for 12 million, so it doesn't show the UK taxing on it, is it?
No, I think for when you talk, sorry, I jumped over you for a second.
I'll go for it. Carry on.
I was going to say, if you're paying 70 million for a player, you better have something close to the finished article. A player that's quality and has the experience to back it up. And I don't think Broja's got the experience yet. You can see with some of his decision making, sometimes he's on it and sometimes he makes really poor decisions that would have led to goals otherwise. So he's not worth 70 million. Anyone saying to you 75 million probably doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. I would not pay 75 million for Borgia. Yeah, not only that, he's just said there, he's got to be the finishing article. He's got to be winning trophies first before closely shell out that sort of money, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then again, you sold Van Dijk for 75 million, didn't you? And he has won. He's won trophies
sure.
Celtic. But then going
Van Dijk.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say Van Dijk for me. I mean, he was when he left us. He was somewhere near the complete package. And to be fair, he's got better. He has moved on. He's got better at Liverpool. So he's somebody that is he was worth 75 million at the time, whereas Brozier is young and still trying to learn the game as well. I think that's the difference between the two of them.
Yeah, fair dues. I've got Foxy again. Who's a good option when we need to defend from the front, holding the lead if we need a late goal. Even if he doesn't score, he causes issues for defenders. Wood will score 4 to 5 goals before the end of the season. Jason.
You really want to ask me about Wood? Everyone knows my opinions. Wood. Look, I've said that when I say that I don't rate players or managers, I ask for them to prove me wrong. I want those players to prove me wrong. I'm begging Chris Wood to prove me wrong. I want him to be a success, but at the moment, I still don't rate him. He's still not scored for us. He's not. I don't think he's actually got an assist for us either. Yes, we're undefeated with him in the squad. Yeah, okay, I get that. That's fine. Brilliant. He's one heck of a good luck charm. I'm fully behind that, but he's a striker. We need goals. He needs to start scoring. His stats, I keep going back to, at Burnley, everyone seems to think, Burnley stats. 1 in every 3. He's played 6 or 7 now. He should have 2 for us, but if those stats are still supposed to be, he still hasn't scored. His headers have been, if we go back to the Everton game, he should have easily scored that header against Little Arms, but that was a weak header. He had a shot in the next game that went probably over the stadium. He's not fitting into our style. Burnley played to his strengths where he got those goals. We're not playing to his strengths. He needs to adapt to our strengths. And I don't think it's working. Next season, we're going to be bringing in strikers, which means he's going to be a bench warmer, if I'm totally honest. Anyone's, as soon as Callum Wilson is fit, I reckon Callum Wilson's going to walk straight back into the squad because Callum Wilson knows how we play. He knows our style and he can score those goals.
But if we're safe, would you risk Callum Wilson?
I probably would. But
we're safe. We've got nothing to play for. See, we're safe. We've got nothing to play for. Would you risk Wilson?
It's gonna be a heck of a strike force when you got Fraser, Wilson, and ASM up top. What speed?
What we're going to do? You can't go any further up the table. I'm a seed.
Finish positive. Finish strong. Finish with victories. Go out.
Just go unbeaten all season and
why not?
All the rest of the season.
Why not?
If you don't mind me jumping in here, I think if you think Callum Wilson's a risk, you may as well just leave him. If you think you're safe, you may as well just leave him and see if you can get Chris Wood to work. You know, maybe play around with the system a little bit and see if you can fit him in that way. At least you can, in the summer, you can either shift him off, or you know he's a bench warmer, or you can make it work, because there's no point injuring a player if you're already safe and you've got nothing to play for.
Yeah, that's fair dues. Fair enough.
Is fair, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair comment. I got Josh as well. It's supposed to keep people going to games. Ideal is that gives to lose money if people could watch everything on TV. 3 p.m. matches are never live on ITV. This is what gets me going, right? If you live in Canada or America, right, or East European, right, you watch the games for free, correct? But here, they don't always watch it for free here. This country in the UK is a money-oriented country, right? They just want money, 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 yeah? I'm sorry, but I'm sure people's going to find their way watching it, but just don't tell them on the YouTube where you're watching it. It breaks copyright. So I'm sure there's games there. You can watch it as well, people. You know what I mean? So
I
they're
mean,
just trying to
yeah.
go on.
I was going to say there are the rules stupid. The 3 p.m. blackout in the UK is stupid. I mean, you're paying bucket loads to not watch all the games, and to be honest with you, I use various means to watch, to pay for streams from the US, and it's stupid thing is it's really easy to do, and if you're willing to invest the time, you can break the restrictions pretty easily. And I feel like the Premier League and the Football League, through their archaic rules, are screwing fans over, because why shouldn't you be able to watch tomorrow's game on the TV? Because you can't necessarily get all the way down from Newcastle on a Thursday night to go to the game. So why not put it on the TV?
Absolutely.
I could have put it on Amazon Prime.
We can watch games. Yeah. We can watch Bundesliga. We can watch La Liga. Yeah. We can watch the Eredivisie. We can watch Serie A. But when it comes to watching our own league, we can't.
In our own country,
we can't even view our own league.
What I think they should do, right, is I'll put it on Sky. Excuse me, right? I'll put it on Sky. It's like a pay-per-view, and you just pay 10 quid to watch it at home. Do you know what I mean?
Did that, didn't they? They did that during lockdown.
Yeah, we did that.
Exactly.
We did that, but we didn't agree with that. That's why we ended up putting the money that we would have paid for that to the food bank. We should be watching it for free, not having to pay to watch our own league. Put it on the BBC or put it on somewhere else, just so that we can actually watch our own league for free. Do a free channel like BBC Premier League or something, just so we can watch our own league for free.
So that would be nice. That'd be nice, but I mean, let's be honest. The football authorities are money orientated, money grabbing. Then they're not doing it for free. I mean, like I use the American broadcasters, and it isn't free. I mean, if you've got the right, I think if you've got NBC in the States and you get that as part of your package, you might get a game free. But like most of the games, you'd have to pay for. But the fact is, at least you can pay for it and see the games, which is more than we can do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very. They need to look into it as well. We pay our TV license, we pay for Sky, and it's just want more money off us. And I think that is absolutely shocking. That's UK for you. I'd love to.
I think if Sky wasn't available, why don't they build an app called the Premier League Pass, and you get every game?
Yeah, that would be great. I'd certainly pay for it. You know, even if it was,
you've got iFollow on the Championship. Why can't we not have iFollow Premier League or something?
That'd be quality.
I agree. I think that'd be amazing, absolutely amazing. But they don't think of that. They just want our money. They don't care. Never mind. I think Jason's got a point. Jason's point, he's not amazing, and we need better for next season, no doubt. But I wouldn't throw him away next season. Without this pass from Murphy versus Brighton, we would have won. And I don't think Werner's planned on being the half-season solution. Wilson keeps having setbacks, so it is what it is at the minute. And then got Chris as well. A2X can travel over 30 miles per hour. Surely Jordan Pickford can't run that fast. He had a tough time on Monday against Spurs. Wow. And Newcastle has been full of players for the job Eddie Howe has done since taking charge in Newcastle November. They're on a good run of form and be an interesting game. And I still need to get used to spending big money on players, considering we used to spend less than 16 million each for 4 or 5 players over a decade. That's from Joshua. And he's chatting to Andrew there, not advocating the VPN with Peacock. I think you get all the channels. Do you get that online, the VPN? Do you have to have something through the post, or you just do it online?
Oh no, you just do it all online. You buy a VPN online, and then you download it, and then you basically install the program. Then you select what country you want, and then turn it on, and you're away.
So by VPN, Do you do it online in VPN online, and then you just get
Say let's take an example. So for example, you say I will buy ExpressVPN, then you pay for a subscription to ExpressVPN. You download the program, and then you basically select the country you want. They get like loads of service. So say you want the US, you basically pick what state you want your your internet to show up as from. So let's say San Francisco. So then when you go to the website, it will kind of come up as though you're in San Francisco. So that then when you go to a website, you could potentially buy a subscription, and it will think every time you go on there, it will think you're from San Francisco.
Wow, that's fantastic. And it's cheap as
pretty
well.
Easy. It's pretty cheap, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Paying the way I do it, paying for Peacock and another service called Fubo, that doesn't work out too cheap. That's going to be about 50-60 quid a month, but at least you get all the games. Because like it's $9.99 for Peacock, and then it's about 40 quid for Fubo. But you can do it.
Wow. I'll just look into that, mate. I'll take a look into that, because at the end of the day,
if you want, DM me and I'll give you instructions for it.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Thank you very much. I should look into the VPN, and when I get sorted, I'll definitely let you know, my guy. So let's go on to the predictions. Before I do that, Brad as well, big up to you. Brad is a top guy. He constantly watch on phone in before and after the game. The Premier League should definitely take Netflix style. They get everyone paying 10, 15 pounds a month rather than going for VPN stream boxes, etc. Not many people pay for Sky Sports nowadays. I can't blame them, because they're just charging a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, they do.
And how can you get Paramount to get Champions League and Serie A?
Well, I mean, I will say for the interest of any kind of like Premier League lawyers or Champions League lawyers there, that it probably breaks the terms of service to do it. But what you do is you could get a VPN. Let's say you're an American who's on holiday and wants to watch the games. You get a VPN, and then you can usually subscribe through use Google Play. That tends to work. Get yourself an American Google Play account. Put your card details on that, or your PayPal account on that, and then subscribe through Google Play on your American Google account. That'll work for you.
Champion. Let us know on the DM, mate, and then what I'll do when I get set up, and then I'll definitely pay for that as well at some stage, and just have a look at this one as well. Now you can always get Paramount to, and that's it. And Burns, if Sky loses the Premier League, Sky is over, has not left. Could you imagine
Sky does
that?
lose but they can't. BT Sport, BBC are trying to buy BT Sport. So if they do, and the BBC can show Premier League games, because BT do.
I thought that was you. I thought Eurosport were in for BT, weren't they?
Yeah, there's so many people in for BT at the minute. BBC have even tried. So
that'd certainly shake things up if they managed to get it.
Fantastic. Just got a tweet off a Facebook message from Alan Young. Right, big up to him. All right, love your show, John. I'll watch your videos. Go on Newcastle. Take care from Alan. Big up to Alan. If you're listening to me on Facebook, then fantastic. Thank you so much indeed. So we're going to the score predictions tomorrow night, and Mr. Mark's got one for free, and Google VPN got one for free, and also I think we get a half-foot draw 1-0 from Joshua. It's amazing being in the US how much you guys get screwed over. That's from Andrew. Wow. And Foxy as well. To be honest, I'm on Amazon Fire Stick and download some apps. I can watch every football game around the world, movie show, no issues at all whatsoever. And I can only imagine how much Sky and BT are now monthly in the UK. And it is. So I'm going to look at that. And I've got Joe Willock as well. Big up to Joe, #1 fan. Hello, all. And I'll start with you, Joe, because you are the guest. Southampton, Newcastle, St. Mary's tomorrow night. What do you think the score's going to be?
I'm going to go 2-1 Saints. I think it'll be close.
2-1 Saints. Okay. And we've got Nathan. What's the score's going to be, mate?
I'm going to go 3-1 Newcastle.
3-1 Newcastle. Jason?
If anyone saw my video I put out yesterday, I've gone for a 3-0 victory for us with Dan Burn, Ryan Fraser, and Joel Linton getting all the goals.
Wow.
I love that you're an optimist. That's nice.
Like, you don't think it's going to happen. Wow. Let's look at this one as well. And 4-1 to Newcastle. That's a Joel Willock. Joe Willock hat-trick. And
That would be lovely.
1979. I was going to say, 1979, Trevor Francis became the first British footballer to command $1 million transfer fee. We have come a long way since then. I tell you what, that's a hell of a lot of money back then. Wow. I was 10 at a time. I've got James, so another one for the Toon tomorrow. And man, give some respect to Southampton guys. He's giving you big up to you, saying big up to you as well. One switch for Chris. And great guess, by the way. Best luck to Southampton the rest of the season after they get hammered by us.
Yeah,
good luck.
We're going 9 unbeaten.
Wow, we'll see. I watched the games on the app called Cordy, John, mate. That's from Gary D. Now, Cordy?
Never heard of Cody.
I've heard of it, but I don't know how to use it. But I've heard of it.
Fair dues. Right, fair enough. Listen, going to wrap it up there. Although I know PD wanted to come on, just got a message off him, but we were just shooting off. Unfortunately, Pete, I do apologize. Why did you not come on earlier on, mate? Oh, there he is.
He's go on for an hour and a half anyway. So
he does, doesn't he? He does, man. But you know, just looking at it as well. And Joe to come back after we come back on after the game, after you watch along. To have you see
sure, yeah. If you want me, I'm happy to come back.
I send, yeah, that'd be fantastic. I'll definitely send you a link. There is good. Just going off, Pete, mate. I mean, I did that all around, man. We love you. We love you lots, Pete. We love you lots, man. You definitely come on tomorrow on we watch along, so you're not going to escape from that, mate. We're going to win 2-0. I like coffee. Chris with the score, and that's no problem. I was having me tea. Sorry, man. Was just shooting off, man. Otherwise,
if Chris Wood scores tomorrow, that'd be amazing. But I don't think it's happening. So
I tell you what, I was breaking news. Chris with a score for Newcastle.
Exactly, Twitter will just explode if Chris Wood scores.
Absolutely.
I think by the end of the game, we're like, breaking news. He still hasn't scored.
Yeah. There you go. That's me watch along partner, PD Proudlock. He's a great guy and he's so passionate about his team. Check out the socials as well as PD Proudlock, and he is so passionate. And Newcastle would have hit that overhead kick 2-1 Foxy. Oh, definitely be on there. Big up to my guy. I love Pete. I think he's fantastic. Guys, I'm going to let you wrap up. And before I let you go, people, I'm going to go on the table. Nate, did you enjoy coming on?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Good, yeah.
Good for you. Jason?
Never. It's always terrible. Always terrible.
I know. He says that every week, Joe. He says that every week. But
it's always a pleasure coming on.
I do.
I'm sure he loves it.
He does. And big up to you, Joe. Did you enjoy today? Did you enjoy coming on?
Yeah.
Coming on?
It's been great fun. It's been really interesting hearing your side of the story. I mean, in terms of the score, I think you're deluded if you think you're getting 3-0. But yeah, it's been a real pleasure. So thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. And before I let you go, guys, I'm going to start with Nathan. Tell us where you find your socials, please. Again, I should have put in a link as well.
Yeah. It's the Football Way on YouTube. And yeah, I do all the content over there. I did an Eddie Howe press conference earlier on.
Yeah.
And we do more of that. I'll do probably an after-match Eddie Howe, see what he sees after the match as well.
Fabulous stuff. Oh, Joe is gone. I think he's disappointed on this. We try getting back in. And not Joshua. Thank you, John, Joe, Nathan, and Jason.
Something went wrong there. Sorry about that.
Sorry. And go for it, Jason. Where do you find your socials, mate?
Yep, you find me. Keeping it Toon YT on YouTube. Just posted up a video yesterday for my match preview. If you can also go on Facebook, you will just go to the groups, type in my channel name, which is right there. Find my group there. And yeah, I'll be posting out a video on Friday for the game against Chelsea on Sunday. And then I'll be doing my live show in the evening on Sunday as well, where everyone gets to come on and have their say. Otherwise, yeah, you can find me there, subscribe, and yay.
Yay, go for you.
Yay.
Go for you. Yay. We've got a win tomorrow. I mean, I'll go do Usher. Yay. And then I've got you, Joe. Where do you find you on your socials, kid? Joe?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've just rejoined. So, yeah, I did try and find that out. I just double checked. But yeah, it should be Joe McIndo 92
Joking or 92. That's fantastic. And also, you go on to PD Padlock's channel as well. PD Padlock's got his own YouTube channel, so check out for that as well. And he'll love your passion. And you can find me at John Sinclair TV as well. So, guys, like someone, before I let you guys go, if you do like the video, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and also like to donate to my channel, then you can always do that. And you can give what you can. And if you'd like to become a member, then you can always click on the join button for 99p. 99p, that is it. One option. That's all there is to it. Guys, thanks so much for coming on. And I shall see you tomorrow, guys. See Peter Padlock tomorrow for the watch along. I'll be on 6:30 Friday, the press conference, match preview against Chelsea. And listen, guys, thanks for coming on. And just one more from Andrew from America. Thank you for all the guests. Great discussion. Thanks so much, Andrew. Love you as well. And it goes on Alan Pearson's channel as well, I believe. So listen, guys, thanks for coming on. Have a fantastic weekend. And good luck, Joe, tomorrow. And
Thanks. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Nah.
Good luck.
We're going 9 games unbeaten. 3-0 win. You heard it here first. Come on, you Maggies.
Come on, 3-1. Let's bring it in.
I'll say 2-2. I'm going to be in the middle.
When you're rubbish.
Yeah.
Well,
2-2.
I'm South London anyway, so I haven't got that far to go.
Wow. Listen,
That'll be fine,
no more arguing, people. Never fighting. I'm out of here. Watch right.